Hello everybody on TampaBayStorm.com, and welcome to the very first coaches show of the season. You're going to have myself and head coach Lawrence Samuels every week. What we'll do, of course, is preview the coming up week. We'll also review what happened the week before, and of course this is almost a little bit of a off-season review, and a lot happened. We have, naturally, how would we have it any other way, being the Storm and the Predators to start things off. How has the off-season gone for you? And I'm sure you're ready, but how ready are you right now?
I'm ready, and I believe the team's ready. We're working hard every day. I think that a lot of the veteran guys coming back, playing last year and not having the opportunity to beat those guys, they're very anxious to actually get on the field and compete against them.
And those guys, last year, a couple of really close games, the heartbreaker. We're not going to recap it, but 0 for 3. This year, a lot of the same guys in Orlando, and a little less turnover with you. You got some veterans coming back, but you had to make some key pickups this offseason. I like what you did in the secondary. I'm going to be the one guy that doesn't start off with the quarterback. Let's start with the secondary, Cameron McGlynn and a couple other guys.
Well, having the likes of Dean Kokinos from the New Orleans Voodoo last year, he was the head coach there. He brought a lot of his guys here with him, and a lot of them very talented. We played against them 3 times last year. And you can see the talent that they had, and we're happy to have them here with the Storm.
Well, you bring up Coach Kokinos.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been around. I've seen him for my now 6 years doing the games. Didn't realize until I read a story, actually on the website, TampaBayStorm.com, the connection he has with you. You've known him for a while. Tell the people about that.
Coach Kokinos, he started me out in arena football. He coached me in college. We go all the way back to my old college days. He's a old fiery guy now, but back then he was a young fiery guy. So I think that kind of energy that we're going to bring to the Storm this year, it's greatly needed, and it's shown already in training camp with his presence, his experience, what he brings to the table. It's very exciting. It's going to be some exciting times for the Tampa Bay Storm.
Before we go about more of what he's bringing to the table, he brought you into arena football. I mean, didn't he?
Yes, he brought me here to the Storm, under Larry Harrod. And I had a tryout in Atlanta with Jay Gruden.
Wow.
I think back on those days. I was a very blessed soul to come from Livingston University to have a coach like Kokinos. Actually, asked me, "You're in grad school. That's great, but have you tried arena football?" And he got my highlight tape, and he brought it down here, and they evaluated it. They invited me to camp, and that was the start of my career here in Tampa.
You also brought in Shane Stafford to help out with the offense. Got a little connection with the Storm as well. How's he working out so far?
He's doing a great job. It's a win-win for everybody. Yeah, he was one of my old quarterbacks, and now he has a grip of the quarterback position, and he gets those guys under his wing, and under his leadership, I expect very good quarterback play this year.
Seen a lot of what you said recently, Coach, and it involves the words culture and philosophy, and you said it's changed for the better. Expound upon that a little bit. What have you seen specifically?
Well, I think that we've changed a lot of things. The players are very close. Having one line coach, I thought they have one voice. You can see that the guys are actually helping each other get better and perfect their skills each and every day. Kokinos has the secondary. Myself and Shane has the skill guys on offense. So our presence in the meeting rooms when we have coaching meetings, it actually helps us actually get our guys better as a unit. But our guys understand that we're here to help each other. I always go back to the old Bible saying, "Iron sharpens iron," and that's the attitude, and that's the approach that we're taking.
And did that sort of come out during your training camp, a couple weeks, getting to really know each other? And I imagine from what you said, really seeing them come together?
Yeah, you can see the bond between the guys. It's just been a great experience, this camp. The feel for this camp, the guys, the interaction, the energy that they bring each day in and out. And they're excited for this first game. Orlando Predators. What more can we ask for? The War on I-4 first game coming out. Some of these guys hadn't experienced that. So, they played against them on various teams in this league, but it's a very different feeling as we get closer and the game approaches, and now they're starting to buy into it. So I think that's great.
One guy on the team that I would imagine could tell the guys a little bit about the War on I-4 from both sides, that'd be T.T. Tolliver, who I'm pretty sure is older than me, and I'm getting up there. It's amazing to have him back, and you of course have Julius Gregory coming back from last year, and the tall guy, whose name I'm going to let you pronounce because I haven't tried to pronounce it yet. You've got to be excited.
I always get this name wrong, but Abagwa.
That's close enough. Terrence, just call him Terrence.
Terrence, just call him Terrence.
6'6".
We haven't made a nickname for him, but I'm pretty sure that's coming too. So we might have the fans actually make him have a nickname pretty soon. But he's 6'6", about 225. He's a good talent, a good pickup. We had him here in our organization about 2 years ago, and he came in. He was just a little bit inexperienced. He went and played for the Columbus Lions last year, became the MVP of their team and in the league, and he's really blossomed as a good young talented receiver. So I'm looking forward to seeing that 6'6" body frame go up, along with the likes of Julius Gregory and a couple other guys that we acquired. It's going to be a special year.
And sure enough, I'll at some point ask about who's throwing them the ball. So let's listen. Last year, it was kind of a weird game in New Orleans. Still remember calling it. And somewhere midway through the game, it went from being, I can't believe the Storm are going to lose to New Orleans, to this is kind of a cool thing that's going on, because it was probably going to be their last game there with what was going on with the ownership. And the fans, it was a wonderful environment. It almost felt like a special thing. And oh yeah, this quarterback was having a pretty good game. His name is Adam Kennedy.
Yes.
Hey, so maybe that helped him get a spot on your team, and now you're probably glad to have him.
Well, I was always convinced that Adam was going to be a good quarterback in this league. We, as coaches, we always evaluate, and we watch various players in our league all the time. Sure. Adam he's tough. The first time when we beat him pretty handily here, he took a lot of hits.
I remember that.
And he got up off the ground, and he didn't faze him not one bit. So, that's one thing. And then, like you said, the last game, when we played him there in New Orleans, the guy was on fire. Yeah, he was, I can't even remember him incompleting a pass. They went up and down the field on us, after that first possession, and we actually were up 21-7 at one point, and he never wavered. And I think his mental toughness and his experience he brings to the table is going to help us out tremendously.
I was focusing on his football talent. What kind of an individual is he? Is he, the guys coming together with him pretty well? He's
a leader. He's a leader. I believe that under his leadership, the guys have really starting to embrace him. Coming from a new team, it's always, a guy is always kind of quiet, and you want them to voice their opinion. And he's laid back at times, but now it's as the camp went on, he starts to voice his opinion and showing his leadership skills, commanding the huddle and things of that nature. So it's like I said, it's a win-win for all of us.
Great. Guys that are going to try and make sure he doesn't spend a lot of time on the turf like his last visit here. Again, I'll let you pronounce the last name, or I'll try. Isaiah Tuiasosopo, Ben Osai. Tyler Moore returns from last year, a local kid as well, and you just made a trade recently for Andrew Miller. How's that line looking?
I think the O-line is, we're improving whole tremendously. I think we've improved, especially in the middle. Having Tuiasosopo in the middle, having the likes of Andrew Miller, which is an awesome swing guy. That was a great trade, for us to actually acquire a guy like that, a veteran guy. Right? Just recent. He hopped right in, and you can tell his skill and his knowledge of the game is showing. It helps us tremendously. So now we have more options, what we can do on the offensive side. But those guys are meshing together at each day. We're still a work in progress, but I think that each day you can see those guys actually communicating, and they all like each other, which is, it's a plus. I think that's great, Theo. But, each day you can see them getting better as a unit, which makes us a stronger offensive unit.
And on the other side, you've got a couple guys that came on towards the end of last season, Everett Dawkins, Ronnie Barrow, and also Dominique Pittman, a guy you add, and James McClinton, who I'm not completely familiar with, but I understand he's turning some heads.
Yeah, James McClinton and Dominique Pittman, what more can you ask for? We did a great job in the offseason acquiring some AFL veterans. These guys, they've been around the league, they've played on various teams, and they still play at a high level. Immediately, you can see Pittman, his leadership skills immediately, and even when he introduced himself in the first team meeting.
No kidding.
I get sacks in this league. That's what he said. I believe he can do it, and he did. He can. But having those two guys, it's a bonus. I think with our younger talent, they get to see these guys, and each day the leadership under these guys, showing them the ins and the outs of this game, their experience. It's going to help guys like Ronnie Barrow, Everett Dawkins, actually make them even much better than they were last year. Guys like David Washington, which is another young, talented nose guard that can even, he's going to get better each and every day. But having the likes of these guys around, it's actually going to help us out.
For this year, and this year only, 8 teams, all 8 are going to make the postseason. So how do you, normally you would gear up for these important games down the stretch. How are you going to view it? Just get the home field? It's kind of different.
Well, it's a little bit different, but as coaches, it's a pride factor. You always want to win. Every time you get on the field and compete, you want your guys to compete at their best to win. And it doesn't matter if all teams are in the postseason. You want to win now. You want to build, and it's something to build on. And it doesn't change anything. It's a bonus, yes, but the postseason is, it's the postseason, and everybody fights to get there. Now we're fighting to get there for home field advantage. Right. So you have to win. You have to win the games, and every game's meaningful, especially for these guys, because yes, everybody cut down to 24-man roster, but if you look at it, all the cuts and the guys and the talent that's still out there, left out.
Team, sure.
Everybody has to perform at a high level each and every week. So, you can look at it as, everybody's in the postseason, but no, these guys are actually competing to keep their job week in and week out, because, it's guys out there right now that call me every day. They're looking for an opportunity to come here and play in Tampa, or, looking for an opportunity to play elsewhere. So the guys that we have, it's nip and tuck every week. You got to come to practice. You have to work hard. You got to know your assignments, because it can easily be replaced.
Well, that's an interesting thing to keep an eye on throughout the course of the season. I know you're going to be working hard, Coach. You're going to be looking forward to Throwback Night. It's the 3,000th game in arena football history. You see the regular, just get you excited, uniforms behind us and the cool helmet, but it's going to be a little bit of the Zubaz action on Friday night at 7 o'clock. Are you going to sport any of that? Maybe a little Zubaz sleeve or something?
Yeah, we got a little Zubaz sleeve.
Okay.
We got another polo that we're going to wear.
I like this too. You excited about that part of it?
I'm excited about it. I just hope all the uniforms actually fit. I actually got a chance back in the day when 94.
Briefly, right?
Briefly, for half, we wore the old Zubaz. It was a good experience, and but I don't think they alterated those pretty well. And by halftime, they were all falling off. We were happy to get in our regular uniform and go out and finish the game and win.
I have a feeling you're going to see some people bringing some to the stands this week. It's going to be fun. Coach, whatever we call the show, it's going to be fun every week. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
That's Lawrence Samuels. I'm Darek Sharp. We'll see you kick off Friday night at 7 o'clock.